welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. I am Brian, and on this episode I will be opening up a bottle of Laphroaig, Càirdeas, Pedro Ximénez casks, Cask, Strength. Yeah. Some of you may have noticed I have not made a video in a while, because I've been taking it easy, and by that I mean I've been dealing with my mental health and my physical health, which is a good thing. Everyone should do it. Most people don't. But I'm back on and off for videos and streams, so click the bell, subscribe, like the videos, all that. It helps in ways I can't even begin to describe. And here is the Cask strengthiness of it, 58.9%, 117.8 proof, good grief. I should also mention I've been taking it easy from whiskey in general, not drinking as much. I'm okay with that. I haven't really missed it, surprisingly. Now this is a single malt peated Islay whiskey. This is very smoky, very peaty. I have tasted this before. I just haven't tried this bottle yet, so we're doing that for the first time live. Well, this is technically recording, but yeah, I was fortunate enough to get to try this at Irene Tan's store, Canterbury Liquors in Canterbury, Connecticut. If you'd like to know more about that, check out this video. I've been very fortunate that I've been able to go there because she has amazing barrel picks and just generally a lot of whiskey that I can go there and sample almost anytime. Jeez. Want to see a cool trick? Wow, how did he do it? Look at this. This looks stunning. Boy, it's been a while since I had to fight my camera this much. There you go. That is an amazing color. I swear. Now, did they use caramel coloring for this? I'd like to think not. My hope is that the Pedro Ximénez gave it this glorious reddish tint. It's honestly making me think of a really dark iced tea. And I hope it's not just me. I hope you can look at this color and go, holy moly, that looks amazing. Now to talk about the nose, I already got a whiff of this while I was pouring it. And we are talking iodine, and we are talking, I want to say peat, but then I should be a little more descriptive than that. Charcoal. Iodine and charcoal is the best way I can describe that. Now to officially nose the whiskey, let's see what happens here. Oh. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
So there's salt, there is smoke. I got a chocolate, like a dark chocolate. I'm not sure if it's dark chocolate or milk chocolate, but there was chocolate something in here. Seaweed, there was a type of, there's a brininess to it, definitely. And what's fun and weird at the same time is when I smell Laphroaig, I smell these heavily peated scotches, and yet I get this light, sweet note that goes right through the middle of it. It's a cane sugar or brown sugar. Slight cherry note? Oh, I hope that's a Pedro Ximénez making an impact there. Yeah, this has got everything I expect from a Laphroaig except dialed up.
And I love that.
One thing I will say before I continue onto the palate is, even though this proof is very high, what's been my experience thus far, weirdly enough, high proof peated stuff doesn't have the same kick that others do. Like if you give me a 60% bourbon, I will notice. But for whatever reason, with peated scotches in particular, the high proof gets demolished by the peat. Oh, Christmas cake. Oh. Okay. I was about to say something that's like, yeah, that does make, there's a red wine note. What a shock. And I say that only because I don't particularly like red wines. Now onto the palate. It's been so long since I've done this, I don't even remember how to do anything. Oh. Oh my god. Oh wow. That's lovely. It just washed over my tongue. It was just brisket and then spice and pepper. Now it's thinning out. A bit of an oily residue, not surprising. Oh man. Just quick. Again, if you're new here, the first sip is just to get the alcohol in you. I mean, get your palate. And the rest of you prepared for the fact that you will be drinking a high proof spirit. And if you want to analyze and hold it on your palate for a little bit on your next sip, I find personally, that works for me. I almost forgot this very important part. I remember I did say I got this at Irene's place. To Brian Slancha. SB! If you're wondering who the hell SB is, that is Simon Brooking, who is the ambassador to Laphroaig. And this is the Scotsman I've been talking about, who told me how to say Càirdeas instead of Càirdeas. So very fortunate to have met him a couple times now. And I will link his Instagram down here, I hope. I also like to take a few sniffs after the first taste. Nothing dramatic has changed, but it seems fruitier. I'm thinking specifically of a grapefruit roll-up. Oh, that's so weird. That's so crazy how all the peat notes have just subdued after just one sip. All right, next sip. So spicy. Mm. Oh yeah, brisket. Holy moly. Burnt ends. A little apple. Peppery. I'm surprised at how tame this is on the palate. And I say that as someone who's drank a number of peated scotches in my little whiskey journey. But it comes off kind of aggressive at first, and then it just smooths out. And I can only assume that's the Pedro Menace that softened it in such a way. I couldn't tell. Like, it gets a little aggressive with the peat, but the alcohol content just, it's not there. You can't tell. At least I can't. One more time, just, you know, for science. I got a bit of raspberry. Peppery salt, there we go. A little bit of salt. It's making me think of, not something I've had numerous times in my life, but dried seaweed. If you had a sushi roll or something like that, I just showed up. It really hits the middle of my tongue as far as those peppery notes, and the peat notes just slathers over it. And there is a sweet finish right at the end. It just goes. It's making me think of some kind of smoked caramel. Caramel? You know what I mean? As I said, I've had this before. There is no surprise that I find this to be delightful. Not something I would drink all the time, since I'm not obsessed with peated scotches. However, I will admit that most of the scotches that are hiding behind me at the moment, most of them are peated scotch. All right, you ready for a little info that just happens to be on the back of this? Good. Each year, our distillery manager, John Campbell, amazing fellow, have met him, very lucky that I did, crafts a limited edition malt to celebrate the friends of Laphroaig and friendship. Càirdeas in Gaelic. Oh, didn't know that. Good to know. Càirdeas 2021 is triple matured. The first maturation is in first fill American oak ex bourbon barrels. That's what most scotches are like. The second is American oak ex bourbon quarter casks. So those are smaller. And finally finished in European oak hogsheads, also smaller. I'm pretty sure on that one. Originally containing PX sherry. So that's a threefer. I love that. I love doing the threefer. Everyone loves a threesome. Laphroaig is known and loved the world over for its character and taste, and this expression is no different. Each of the three maturations adds something special to create this unique Càirdeas expression. The classic Laphroaig flavor of peat, smoke, and salt are balanced with the oak character in the second maturation in smaller quarter casks. The final third maturation in PX sherry casks imbues the whiskey with sweetness and subtle rich flavors. The Càirdeas expression is bottled at cask strength to ensure all the complex and intricate flavors come through in a distinct and unique expression. Sounds great, but also doesn't say much. And with that, we're at the end of this video after my brief hiatus, but again, I will not be making videos on any regular basis. I will not be streaming on any regular basis because I don't work that well doing that. I tried, and I did it pretty good for a while, but oh boy, it took a toll. But do stay tuned. I will still be doing streams. I plan to do more streams involving sample giveaways, bottle giveaways, specifically bottles from Irene's store. If you're interested in getting those and you're not in the area, which most people aren't. With that, as always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome, and I will see you out there. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.